right, let's go to the SEC, LSU and Florida. And you're right about Drake May. He's playing great, though, for Carolina at quarterback. LSU, Florida. Next up here, we've got an interesting matchup here with Florida, 2.5-point home favorites, 48.5, 49 being the total here in this game. So interesting matchup here with LSU coming off the loss, obviously, that they suffered last week against Tennessee. I don't know if I want to downgrade LSU too much, Connor. I mean, I said going into that game, I was shocked it was around to pick them. I thought Tennessee was the much better team, and they showed it. LSU's not ready to beat the best teams in the SEC yet. Maybe Brian Kelly will get there with this group, but they're not there yet, where they're ready to beat Tennessee, they're ready to beat Georgia, they're ready to beat Alabama, even Mississippi State. Some of these teams, they did beat Mississippi State, but some of these better teams, I think they're going to struggle with here in the SEC. They're not ready yet to beat those kind of teams. Florida's a different case. This is a winnable game here for LSU. I mean, I don't know if I'm rushing to lay points with Florida. Florida, to me, offensively, against Missouri last week, and I'm convinced Missouri wasn't in a good spot at all last week, coming off the game against Auburn, that they gave it away, the hard-fought, they gave it their all against Georgia the week before, and they end up falling short, losing that game in painful fashion. I thought for sure that Florida was going to end up seeing an Missouri team that was ripe for the picking, and they'd be able to take advantage of it. They didn't. They were damn lucky they just won the game straight up. They never looked like they were leaps and bounds better than Missouri. They only won 24-17. They didn't cover as 11-point favorites. The offense, again, was stagnant. They ran the football with some success with Nathaniel Pete, 117 rushing yards.
Throw it.
With Johnson, rather. Montrell Johnson and Trevor Etienne ran the ball. But they're not getting anything right now, Connor, out of the passing game. I mean, Anthony Richardson, 8 of 14, 66 passing yards.
Yep.
It's not something I like to see out of a team laying points. I know they're a run-first offense under Billy Napier, but you got to have some ability to stretch the defense and push the ball vertically down the field. And Anthony Richardson's not showing you that right now for Florida. And then you factor in that the LSU defense, could be a problem situation for them where they are going to end up maybe having some ability to shut down this limited Florida offense, one-dimensional. They can run the football, but struggling mightily for sure to throw the football with any sort of consistency. So to me, this is definitely a spot where I'm a little bit hesitant to lay points with Florida. Meanwhile, you've got LSU. If nothing else, they got crushed by Tennessee, but you at least got toughened up, right? By playing a team like Tennessee, a team is good. And we do remember that LSU beat a Mississippi State team earlier this year that's turning out to be pretty good. So I'm leaning LSU here. If I'm playing the game, I'm not looking to lay anything with Florida at the moment. What do you think here, C-Mac?
This is one, in the end, I don't know that I bet. It's like the Tennessee LSU game. I talked about it. When my eyes saw that Tennessee was the better team, and they kicked their ass and got it done, as much as I thought LSU at home and everything else we talked on Saturday. It's just similar. Florida hasn't impressed me. Yeah, I watched a bunch of that game. You mentioned the 66 passing yards. This isn't just one game. He's done this bunch lately, if you go through his game log. Both these teams are flawed, penalty-ridden teams. LSU on the other side, they had 355 versus Tennessee, 9 penalties, 2 turnovers. Florida was similar. They got out 10-0, hung on to a 24-14 win. Yeah, I don't love this game at all. I'd lean to LSU in the points, but this is probably one in the end I'm going to stay off. 2 quarterbacks. They're just, the defense got to step up, maybe turnovers, that type thing. Maybe it's a field goal game.
Yeah, it should be an interesting one. Again, it's two mid-tier SEC teams. That's what we're dealing with here. 2 mid-tier, middle-of-the-pack SEC teams. And, point spread is right in the range I thought it would be, because I think coin flip, but I got to lean to LSU. I just think they've played Tennessee, they played Mississippi State, they played some good competition, tough competition. Florida beat a Utah team that's just got ripped by UCLA. How good is that win now? And we saw a Florida team that lost to Kentucky earlier this year. So, there's questions about Florida's ability right now to win some of these.